Whack 'em on there. In position.
Sorry about that, people. It's got a bit carried away. Welcome to our second podcast. The first one was about the Treaty of Versailles, and the second one that we are going to do today is about the Cold War. The people who be...
Right, boys, time's up.
So you ruined it again.
We were
2
from...
minutes, hurry up.
I introduce you to our staff who'll be doing this podcast today. It's Tom Murray, Nicholas Ray, and Shay Wilson. The first one who'll be telling you about the Cold War is Nicholas Ray.
I think you should start.
Hello, I'm Nicholas Ray. Today I'll be talking to you about the differences of capitalism and communism.
Just keep going. Ignore it.
Communism was a one-party government where all the wealth was shared equally. It also was a however, this could be difficult sometimes, as people would be having good jobs and bad jobs and being paid the exact same amount. Whereas in capitalism, you could have a better job and a lot more, and you could have a right to vote for who you want to, and multiple governments to choose who you want to vote for exactly. I will now pass it on to Shay to talk to you about the Korean War.
Hello, I'm Shay, and I'm going to talk to you today about the Korean War. Well, the Korean War was very interesting. You had Kim Il-sung and Syngman Rhee, who both hated each other because Kim Il-sung, who ran the north, was influenced to become communist by Joseph Stalin, head of the USSR. Now, the USA influenced the south of Korea, who was run by Syngman Rhee, to stay capitalist. Now, USA General MacArthur, who was paid by Truman, said he would drive communism out of Korea. So he attempted to do this, but China got involved with North, who was communist at the time, and decided to help him. So North Korea and China drove back South Korea back along the 38th parallel, which divided the two Koreas. I will now hand over to Tom Murray, who will talk to you about the Berlin blockade and airlift.
Oh, cool. Coffee.
Nick, you're filming. Nick, you're filming.
Whoa.
Nick's filming. Ian, what are you filming?
Oh, wait, stop. Wait. Watch. Wait, no.
Go.
Wait.
Go.
Go.
Hello, I'm Tom Murray, and I'm going to tell you about the Berlin blockade and airlift. Basically, in 1947 or 6,
Something like that.
one of those dates, but Stalin decided to blockade the western half of Berlin, which was run and administered by the Allies, so France, America, Britain. And most of this because it's quite easy to do, because Berlin was deep in East Germany, so West Berlin is pretty much cut off from West Germany. He also did it because he was getting quite annoyed at what the West were doing, sort of making him out to be like this evil, communism to be this evil thing, and so yeah, basically he blockaded Berlin. Now the Allies, in order to relieve it, had to send planes over East Germany, through air corridors, basically. If the plane went outside that air corridor, it would probably have been shot down with the Russians, which would probably close the door. And yeah, so basically they were carrying like, you know, stuff like food, luxuries. You know. A lot of the West Berlin population had to ration, like a lot, like, you know, like the British population when being bombed. So yeah, you know, eventually, I mean, Stalin tried to convince West Berliners to come over to East Berlin, but only 1% of the people in West Berlin took that offer, and obviously they'd imagine that they regretted it, but then, you know, eventually it was just going nowhere, and Stalin decided to call off the blockade, and that's it. Thank you for listening to me, and for listening to Shay.
Listening to Liam, and listening to Nick himself. We now conclude our podcasting, and we hope to return to you soon to send in you events on history, especially World War II. Goodbye.
Get out!